ASL Prime League.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're finally underway with some awesome StarCraft 2 action. And the first player up tonight is down here in the bottom right. He is the Red Terran and he is representing Axiom. It is Hart.
And in the top left corner, he is the blue Zerg player dominating the scene. Recently, can he keep it up? It is...
Root Gaming Hydra.
No, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I see. You remember that. I realized just
Because I'm always the one that'll do it and be like, god damn it.
Damn it. Yeah, maybe one day. But either way, just a little bit of a scout here from Hydra comes in, pokes around, and it's chased away the SCV. Actually, yeah. I mean, Hydra coming in, seeing no barracks there, immediately kind of cottoned on to a CC first. So, yeah, this is going to be a pretty nice little macro play from Hart. Hydra, though, hatch gas pool. It's going to be the possibility of a little bit of aggression here, but it's going to be tough to do too much damage to Hart if he plays this a little defensively. But we'll see.
It's pretty hard to pressure it. You can try to do like a Baneling bust and catch it before it really gets rolling, especially if they play greedy, like a Terran player drops a third command center, doesn't get their bunker, or like delays their factory by a little bit too much. But I would say, CC first is relatively going to be just okay for what Hydra is doing here, as he did go for that hatchery first. But,
I mean, it's pretty safe to go for CC first, but I guess Hydra, if he really wanted to, could pump out a few speedlings and try and take control of the low ground and stop Hart from getting down there. But Hart does have quite a bit of gas, so looks like Reaper going to come out, maybe? If not, then...
Oh, God, yo.
See,
this is what I was wondering, like, if he was going to do something about it here. I do love the fact that Hydra does go ahead and drone scout, something that a lot of Zerg players just don't do anymore. But it's kind of cool to know that he drone scouts and actually does something off of it. Rather than like, okay, he's not 2-rexing me, I'm going home. It's like, okay, he's CC firsting, I'm going to drop down his Roach Warren, right? And,
well, I think this is a little bit of Cat's influence coming in as well.
Yeah, right?
I think Cats has a lot of builds that are like, if my enemy's doing this specific thing on this specific map, I build like just a couple units and just do a little bit of damage enough to get a bit of a lead. And a lot of them, work really well. Some of them don't see so much popular use. But, occasionally in Pro League. And it looks like it's the same sort of thing. Hydra drone scout sees the CC first and goes, well, just this exact number of roaches, enough to provide a little bit of pressure. But we're not going to see a huge commitment to roaches here from Hydra. Not off one gas. There's just not really enough.
That overload goes down, so apparently you don't get protection there when you're up on that little high point. But Toolings are going to be able to get on in here, and can they get under that factory before it does land? Oh, such an annoying little move here by Hydra.
That is really annoying. That one Marine has to come back up. Is actually going to... so close. And Hydra's just going to keep this factory from landing for as long as he can. The Toolings just so annoying. Then Hart has to move his SCVs out the way, and finally, but it's too late. GG.
With the roaches right there, they show up immediately after the factory lands, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the ASL Prime League Season 5. Here we are on Bridgehead in game number 2 between these two players here in the first match of the night. One of which representing Team Axiom. It is our blue Terran player from Korea.
Axiom Hart.
And his opponent looking to close out this series with a quick 2-0 to advance onto the winner's match is the red Zerg player. We have...
Root Gaming Hydra.
you mentioned it, saying, kind of an odd map to make it through the veto process, as it usually will get vetoed by somebody, but not by either of them, and it's actually the second map, which is pretty fun, so we shall see how it does play out.
Pretty cool. Hart is going to go for his CC first once again on this map, but I think this Bridgehead is a much better map for it than Terraform. Despite it being 2 spawn, you've still got like a bit more defensive stuff here. Like Hart's already walled off. Hydra didn't bother to drone scout, likely for a reason like this. Like he wouldn't have gotten in, or maybe he would have just gotten in if it was an early scout. But still,
yeah,
tough to just like walk in with those roaches and lay waste to the base. But Hydra, of course, has his own gas and pool up in a similar sort of setup to last time. But we'll see. This should play out very differently. Bridgehead is such a unique map.
It really is. And with the CC first opener, I do wonder how Hart wants to take it. Get that really early economic lead. And where is he going to take it from here is the real question. You know, when will he add his gases, and you know, will we see what he wanted to do from last game, or is he kind of thinking that maybe Hydra might do something crazy and I might have to do a little more of a defensive play? I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. This time Hydra, of course, goes for that speed. I think he actually skipped speed to get roaches
to get the roaches out.
Yeah. Yep. So Hart is second gas coming down, I think quite a bit faster than it did in the last game. I didn't see a second gas at all in the last game, but we'll see. Could be Cloak Banshee here, or it could just be a Hellbot all-in. Very similar timing there, and Hydra's going to get to work on these rocks. But with the change to Bridgehead, you can actually attack these Zerglings while they're breaking down the rocks. So Hart's going to move a Marine back here and just drive them away.
Oh, okay. So yeah, before didn't they have it so that was it the brush?
Yeah, the vision block is used to touch the rocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering something looked a little different. So.
Yeah, they changed that a little while. They didn't actually make too much of a fanfare about it. Like it wasn't in a patch note or anything, and it's a pretty big change. So I think maybe they should have said something. But
at least, yeah, let somebody know, you know. But
yeah, I think it was mentioned in a footnote, like updated ladder maps to newest versions. A lot of the time, because ladder maps go through such rigorous testing for any pathfinding bugs or issues or something, the maps that get released onto the ladder are a good 2, maybe 3 versions behind the newest one the map makers released.
Yep.
So yeah, when Bridgehead was put on the ladder, the designer had already iterated a couple of times and moved those out and done a couple other changes, and Blizzard eventually got their testing done and ported that over to the ladder on live, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, they heard people cry about it on the forums, like, "Hey, man, I can't shoot these damn." But looking like these Hellions are going to get into the main base. Drones will come off the line to get a good surround, but will Hydra lose any drones here?
That's a shot. 5 drones do go down. With the final
right at the end.
Hellions. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's pretty good from 2 Hellions, actually. Very much worthwhile. And it's a little unusual. I think Hydra wasn't really expecting that, because usually you don't see Terran moving out with just 2 Hellions. They'll usually go with 4, and if it is 2, it's just for more scouting purposes than any kind of the typical Hellion harass that you see. But it would seem that Hart just wanted those 2 Hellions before he got out a couple of Widow Mines, which are going to be boosting in this medevac towards Hydra's mineral line.
Yep. Well, see, this is how he will go for it. Armory will be finishing up very soon. The 3rd command center is actually going to be landing pretty early. And he is taking off the barracks from the tech lab, and he does add another factory as well as a 3rd one. So we will be seeing that mech style coming out of Hart. And these Hellbats, they are under an overlord, so if they did morph, then it would give Hydra more than enough notification that he had to defend. But Hydra is over here and kind of playing a regular standard ZVT against Bio, as he is going for that Spire. Wasn't a rushed out 2-base Spire, but it is one that looks like it is setting up to deal with it. Actually, you know what? Maybe not, because he doesn't have Bailing Nest, and he doesn't. No Evo.
It is more like a kind of Spire rush, but without rushing for it.
Without actually, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Hart. I'd say Hart is pretty well known as a mech player. It's not that he exclusively plays mech, but I'd say he plays it more than Bio against Zerg anyway. But Evo Chamber and a Voltron come down from Hydra here. He did send in an Overseer Scout just then. Saw a couple extra factories finishing up, so he should have a decent idea of what's going on. But, this is a nice position for the Headlands.
Have been dealing with, having trouble dealing with as a Zerg player.
Yeah, definitely. We saw a game last night. Actually, that was in the Team Gravity show match that I casted, but it can be really, really tough to continually trade cost efficiently against such a terrifyingly strong mech army. But Mutas are one of the ways you can slow it down a little bit, just get a bit of harass done and stop them from reaching that 200 mech death ball that everybody fears. And Hydra's not committing them too much either, which I like. Only 6 Mutas here, not even like the 8 you'd often see as just a casual Muta commitment. And they're going to be able to do a fair bit of damage here. Just tanking a couple shots from this door. He's going to lose one here, though. And every
not even a turret here. Hydra really taking advantage of that to the fullest.
Yeah, a lot of SUVs died. And there is a turret here in the third base, but it's a little far away. And Hydra gets just a tad too close, though.
Well, we did see that Evo Chamber get dropped down with that Roach Warren, but the upgrade is coming out as well as the Roach speed. So there's going to be that Muta style right into the Roaches. Hellions will get taken out. And I'm looking here, and I don't see any tanks yet, so... Yeah, definitely worrying about the Mutas. If these Roaches attack and they hit at a time before any tanks out, it could be pretty difficult to deal with here for Hart, but the position is a little bit harder to break. Unless he did like one of the most sickest flanks of all time and went around the whole third base location.
So many Zerglings have been incinerated already by Hydra. I mean, they're cheap, but they're definitely not free. And Hart, I'd say generally prefers the slightly more aggressive mech style with a couple of Banshees and Thor Hellbat, although he hasn't actually morphed up his Hellions into Hellbats yet, which I think is a pretty good choice. He can keep them for that mobility and more of a kind of scouting force, looking around and kind of getting a good idea of what's going on to start with. But he's just going to probe around, going to find this 4th base from Hydra down the bottom left in a second and see if he can get any damage done there. I think Blue Flame would be a pretty good investment, given how much Hart is using his Hellions and how much damage it does extra to the Lings and the Hydras particularly, and also drones, of course. But Blue Flame Hellions and Hellbats can actually be pretty terrifying against Hydras. So we'll see. For now, though, Hydra has a bit of a Roach Hydra army. He's gonna just keep on building.
Yeah, he just like depleted his full bank and maxed out here on pure Roach Hydra, and we should see the Infestation Pit as well, which will allow him to get up to that hive, and then you can get Vipers out in order to deal with any kind of the leftovers that will be here. Hydra, though, busting through the rocks at the back. I didn't see this just yet, and I don't think Hart did either. He has to evacuate a lot of his SCVs and move the positioning of his tanks, but they are completely out of position. Hart getting
he split his army up quite a bit, but now the tank siege up. But this gives Hydra an opportunity to get straight on top of these Hellbats. They're going to be peeled away. Not before they take out a couple of Hydras, but all these Thors are going to go down. Opens up a big possibility here for Hydra to go for a Muta Transition, Muta Remax. But just more and more Hydras on the way for him. I mean, if I had to guess what his favorite unit is, I'd only really need one guess. And he's going to take out that Thor and run away.
Funny too, because I think somebody's asked him that before, and he was like, "Oh, Hydra."
Really?
Hoping that he would say something different, but he was like, "Oh, Hydra."
But yeah, all the Thors for Hart get taken out.
But the Banshees, I think, really saved Hart there.
Yeah.
Or at least allowed him to trade a lot more efficiently. Though 4 Banshees there, and they were able to take out a lot of those Roaches and Hydras. And as soon as the Hydras are done, and it means that Hydra has to go on back because he just can't contest with the Banshees, especially if he doesn't have an Overseer.
Yeah, sure.
What?
But
He just
says Hart.
GG.
Yeah, Hydra's Remax just a little too strong, and Hearts gets swept away a bit there. So Hydra moves forward to the winners match.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.